So we are working on drawing a beautiful woman in a boat slip and a dress. Okay, so she's here on the dock. And so now we're going to start working on the boat. And so, you know, we've got a little ways to go. But I did share with y'all that I was going to be making some of it in advance so that in case you didn't want to sit through the whole thing. And so, okay, so let's continue on here. I have my laptop on here so you guys can ask questions. I have my chat on here, and so, okay, so let's continue here. Now we're going to work on the boat here. And so the boat is right here, right about here. We're going to make a little water line because this is where the boat is right at. And so we're making the front of the boat right there. Just like that. And so we're going to draw some sails up here. Some poles. There's a pole there. And then there's a pole right here. And so we've got some, okay, before we go further, I need to actually, I think I need to work on the hut here first. The little hut that's on the boat. We got some little tiny windows. Tiny windows on the boat. Right there at the hut. Okay, and so we've got, okay, so this part we're going to swing it on around like that. Oh, perfect. Perfect. Now we're going to make some little curvy lines right like this. Some little curvy lines. So we've got a beautiful woman here, and she is wearing a boat slip with a boat on it. You see how that works? Beautiful, beautiful. And so she's standing on a dock, and right in here there's a little seat. We'll draw a little seat in there so someone can sit in there in the boat slip in the boat. And so, okay, so we want to enhance some of this a little bit like that. And so this is probably where she retired at. And so we're drawing her. She's got a little boat because that's the kind of things they sell to people who live in certain areas. If you have any questions, please go ahead and feel free to ask any questions that you'd like to ask or have something pressing that you'd like to talk about. And so we're drawing her standing out here enjoying her beautiful sunset. You know, it could be a sunrise too, I'm not sure. And so there we've got her in her boat slip. And she's out on her dock, enjoying her retirement there. Okay, so I'm going to have to enhance these a little bit here. And she's standing right there on the, right next to the line here. And so okay, so I need to erase this part right there. And so Okay, so we're going to make some little wood grain looking lines along in here, like that. We just can scribble them in a little bit like this. We're scribbling in the, and there might be a little bit of moisture on here too. A little bit of moisture. And dewdrops from the morning or the evening, just depending on the time of the day it is that she's out here on her dock. Oops, this one we need to go out a little bit more than what we did right there. Alrighty, that looks pretty darn good if I don't say so myself. That looks really pretty good. But I do need to add a little bit more extra things here. Okay, so we've got to kind of attach that one in out here a little bit like that. And I want to erase a little bit of this in here. Some of these lines. We don't need these lines in here like that. Okay, and so I want to add, what am I seeing right here? Kind of a little bit of definition that shows some of her back here. That's what I'm looking for. And, you know, a few little lines here. They don't have to be heavy lines, just a few little sunshine lines and a couple of our little birds that fly in the sky that we've got here. And we got one there and one here like that. The lines going. Now the lines I'm drawing really light because the lines, I may want to add color in the future. So I don't want to add them in here too heavy. So if I decide I want to add color, then I'm going to erase is what I'm going to do. And so, okay, and I do need to work on her hair just a little bit. It doesn't have to be a whole lot. But I'm gonna kind of do the same thing and make it a little bit curvy. Oh, perfect. And this makes the little bun part that she's got in her hair. And it's sort of the same principle as up here. You know, we make the little curves and we got the woman looking here like this. Standing here looking at the sun. And so we've got the boat here on her slip. And she's standing here on the dock looking out over the water. Now, one of the things that we are missing a little bit is some rocks. We actually need, and so we're going to start the rocks right here about at the end of the dock here. And so like right about here, I believe is the water line. We've got a water. Well, actually, yeah, there's a water line, but there's actually water up here. We've just got a bunch of rocks up here. And so the rocks are kind of gradually going up like this. Then we've got more rocks, you know, kind of like they do when they make. Okay. We want them to look like somewhat like rocks, at least. Okay, that looks pretty good. Hello, Lily Ann. Lillian. Is that Lillian? Or Lily Ann? I'm not sure. Okay. And then you retracted your message. And there is some birds sitting on here too. Okay, so we've got a little bit of a water line going on here right next to the rocks. Next to these rocks. Okay, so I'm just gonna okay, so I can make this water line. we're just going to call this a pencil sketch right now. And I'm going to make this water line a little bit scribbly like this. You see that there? What color are your eyes? I'm not telling what color my eyes are. That's none of your business. But maybe in the future I will draw an eye. You know what? That sounds like something fun to draw, though, is an eye. Okay. Oh my gosh, she is so beautiful. Look at how beautiful she is. Oh my gosh, she is so beautiful. Just looking at the sun. I mean, she could be an expectant mother. We just don't know because she's looking away, and there is absolutely no face here for us to look at. But she's so beautiful looking at her from this back side, though. I'm going to add a little bit of scribble in here. But maybe in the future we will draw an eye of some sort. And so, okay, so what else am I missing? I'm really not missing a whole lot. Maybe a few little clouds and things here and there. I mean, yes, her arms look kind of funny, but I'm not that expert of a drawer, though. I mean, I could be if I tried really, really hard, but I'm really not that good at it. I'm just learning here kind of as I go along and playing it by ear. I might look like I'm good, but I'm really not that good. But this is, oh, yeah, I like how she looks here. And you know, the funny thing is that they always talked about in the body shaming of women is like, oh my gosh, that woman, look at how big she is. She doesn't look good on TV. And it's like, this woman looks perfectly good on TV, and she looks like she could be about a size 24 here. That's what I'm thinking. She might be a size 24. She could be an expecting mom. And so she's wearing the little slip that she has that she's trying to fit into, because she might be a woman has an anticipated birth in the future here. And so she does have a really long neck, though. I just realized that. She has a really, really long neck here, which is unusually long. But, you know, I mean, let's draw a little, well, we can draw some little crinkles in here of some sort, you know, make her look stressed a little bit. I mean, I think we need to add some of that in there. Some little wrinkles and things. She could be an older woman. I know I said she's retired. You know, she could be retired. I don't know. When do moms retire? Can you tell me that? I don't know. Can anybody tell me that? King Koi retracted his message. I wonder why he retracted his message. He didn't want me to read it for some reason. Okay, so we're drawing a little bit of water here on the boat, on her boat slip. Oh my gosh, that looks really nice, actually. And so now what I need to add in here is a little bit of contrast related to these rocks kind of going up like this. And so, and I need to, you know, rocks are usually pretty easy to draw, and they don't have to be that great. Just look at any children's book and you're going to see that the pictures and they're just not that great. The artist is not that great. They could be even using AI. I wouldn't be a bit surprised if they're using AI books. And, you know, that's one of the big secrets. They don't want anybody to know that they didn't actually even write their own books. They just did something with AI. Imagine that. Just like with Hollywood. Imagine that. A silicano, yeah. Okay, let's see if we can't. Yeah, we can do this. We can pull this off. Let's draw a little bird up here. Beak, beak. Okay, we got to draw some feet. Oh, perfect. Perfect little bird there. It looks pretty good because we're getting a little bit of the perspective here. We've got a giant sized sun. Let's see, what else are we missing? Yeah, some. Why did all my messages disappear? I didn't do anything with your messages. You deleted them. I'm pretty positive that you deleted them yourself. Because that's what you people do, is you sit on the internet and you play games, and then you blame the content creator for your nonsense stuff that you're doing. That's the bad practices that you guys do out of the networks and that you're doing. So I don't have any moderation set on my channel. The only thing I have is that my channel is for 18 and above. So if your comment's deleted, I have no idea why. Did you write something you weren't supposed to write? Because YouTube itself does have its own filter that it uses. So you need to write to YouTube. Go to YouTube Help in the Help Forum. If you don't know, YouTube has a help forum and you can ask them. You can write to them and ask why your comments deleted. Would you like me to read to you? I can do that. I would absolutely love to read to you some reasons why your comments get deleted. Let me go here, since if you guys are having a hard time, I am all too willing to share with you reasons why your comments get deleted from the YouTube lives. And I will, okay, let YouTube where search help. Let's see here. Live stream comments deleted. Well, we'll see if something shows up. Live stream I will absolutely share with you. Let's see if something comes up here. Appeal live streaming. I have a question about YouTube policies. Okay, let's open that one. I don't think that, okay, so the content is available in 24 languages. Choose a language. Click down on the arrow bottom of the page for a better experience. Sign into YouTube. What can we help you with? Okay. Let's see here. Get help from YouTube support. Okay, that's actually not helping. Oh, so okay. It could be because I said someone on the other chat is racist. Oh, yeah, that's actually common. If you just say someone is racist, your comments are going to get deleted. People, and they do that because if you use the terminology that someone is racist and they don't agree with you, it's like, okay, let me share this with you. I have found that if you're trying to get someone's attention, you can say, yeah, that person is racist. It's like, okay, don't you have to describe and tell how someone is racist? I mean, because there's so many, I don't know at this point, I'm not even sure what the definition of racist is anymore. I really am not sure. And it's just not something that, I mean, I thought racism had to do with work. Now, we can't actually use that with women, because then it would be called genderism. So a lot of the activism groups who say they're for black people and black rights only, they want to use that and they call everybody racist. That doesn't work. That doesn't work because now there's not enough jobs in the country. I mean, so what exactly are we fighting for? I mean, if people want to point out of what their ideology, and racism and the NAACP actually becomes a activism group just for black people only. And they said that's one of the reasons that Jesse Jackson would never win the presidency, was because he was for black people only. And that's how Obama won, was because he was showing he was for all people. You guys didn't get that? I mean, so I'm trying to, I mean, I don't know why. So it's each individual YouTuber. I don't have any keywords put in So when you guys are going to other channels, your voice is being censored by the other content creator. I don't have any words put in. Now, YouTube does have its own filter. So YouTube has a lot of words in its own filter. And so something could disappear. If you put it on my channel, it could disappear. But that's YouTube doing it because they have their own filter that's higher than what I have control over. And I believe that they say that somewhere, but I'm not sure where. I think there's a lot of help articles that have not been, okay, moderate live chat. Moderating your live chat lets you interact with your audience and curate your live stream experience in a way that works for you. YouTube gives you the tools, all you need to keep yourself and your viewers safe. For example, everyone who participates in a live chat can report or block another user. Before your live chat, get ready for your live chat session by setting up these moderation tools. Some of these tools can be used during and after your live stream. Subscribers only live chat, members only live chat, live commentary mode, assign moderators, block messages containing certain words, hold potentially inappropriate live chat messages, slow mode, and turn live chat on or off. And so, I mean, to me, I'm not television. So on television, you don't get a live chat with the show hosts, and most people who go on TV, they're not confrontational. The majority of people are not confrontational. And as we found out, people don't like to watch confrontational content that much. It does cause a lot of problems. And so, so I don't know do you have someone in the chat who do you think is racist or something? Let me look up the definition and see what racist is. Let's look that up and see. FINITI, definition of racism. The definition of racism. Prejudice, discrimination, or antagonism by an individual, community, or institution against a person or people on the basis of their membership in a particular racial or ethnic group, typically one that is a minority or marginalized. Now, I've always raised the issue, and what I've said is that since we've never had a woman president, we can say women are marginalized, even though women are a majority in the United States. I've always raised that issue. That's not racism, though. And so, I don't believe that I'm doing anything to prevent anyone from chatting in my chat. If I put in, okay, let me tell you this. Okay, let's say I put in the words black and white into my YouTube moderation. I'm going to use this as an example. If I put the words black and white into my YouTube moderation, that only means that the words black and white are moderated. I'm not moderating anybody from commenting other words in my comments. Now, am I? So how can that be racism? How can that be racism? That's what I would like to know. So I'm moderating. So if I did that, I don't know what somebody put. So, and the color of people's eyes have nothing to do with race either. How satisfied are you with YouTube help today? I'm going to give it a sad face. Fixing a declined payment. No, I'm not going to write to you during the live stream right now. So I'm not going to be able to tell you the full reason why I'm not happy with I was just looking for an article about moderation and, so, yeah. So anyway, let's get back to our drawing. So, the pencil is dark, the paper is white. And so we've been told for an extended period of time that it is helpful for us to describe things, along the way. And so, like, okay, the thing I started thinking about was like book authors. You know, when you're reading a book, um, in the book, it talks about everything that happens in the book. If you didn't describe everything in the book as a book author, then you wouldn't have a story. It would be very boring. And so the thing I started thinking about was to my childhood. For example, I read the book The Deep. That was the name of it, The Deep. As a child, I read that book. I liked the book. It was kind of similar to Jaws, but it talked about this woman and this man, and the reference that was always made about they had this relationship together, and the man was abusive to her, but it referenced him as being someone dark, kind of like it was kind of like the same references as Abraham Lincoln. But when you look at Abraham Lincoln, when you look at his picture, you can't actually tell anything related to what is the meaning of dark, because now we go into that area of dark. You know, some people will talk about, I mean, if you say that person is dark, that could be any person. You say a person is dark, and for what reason? I mean, is that a dark personality? That, I mean, because we are not into the mindset of the author. We are not into the mindset of the artist and what they were thinking at that time. You would need a whole nother book. So if you wanted to know the mind, and that's why these books and writings are so interesting, because they're open-ended and they're written with the intent for you to decide what you want it to mean. So when we have the open-ended, and I talked about that a lot on my other YouTube channel, when we had the open-ended questions and open-ended statements, it's for the other person to decide, not the person who's doing the art. You know, so for example, this woman, it's not for me to decide what she looks like on the front or the back. I mean, we could be looking at her front, and she has done some really strange things to cover up her appearance in some way. Or is it a scarecrow? You know, I mean, these are just things, you know, she could be a scarecrow for some reason, trying to keep birds away from the dock for some reason, because they do make a big mess. The birds do make a big mess, and it's my understanding that the boat dock slip owners don't like to have all the bird doo-doo all around their big fancy boats and yachts. But that's one of the hazards. When you've got that much money, I'm thinking you should be able to afford to hire someone to clean your boat. I mean, that's the only type of power washing that should be done, is on the docks. Power washing the doo-doo off of the dock every day, and power washing the boats, power washing them, because they're getting a whole bunch of doo-doo on the boats. And even some of the stores that are around the sea places and things like that, that draw and attract a lot of birds, you know, they should be doing some power washing to keep the birds away and things like that. So, nice drawing. God bless you, sister. Thank you. And so, and you know, something, yeah. And so, you know, when we talk about critical race theory, you know, it's like, well, aren't we all of the human race? Can we put that there? We're all of the human race. Are we not? How many more times do I have to say this? I mean, and I know myself, I've been called all kinds of names my own self. I've been called racist, and it's like, what in the world is the definition of racist? Now, this means that I have to go in and I have to describe a few things from my past to express to you some things that took place, and then some things that I'm never going to do again for reasons. And it's like, just because I say I'm not going to do something again. Okay, for example, if I eat jalapenos and they make me feel sick, why would I eat jalapenos again? Can you tell me that? If the jalapenos make me feel sick and they don't make me feel good, am I racist for not eating the jalapenos? Am I? Am I racist for not eating the jalapenos? I mean, and so, the word racism is just thrown around. It's just kind of lost its edge and lost its punch here right now. And I'm sure this will come back up again maybe in 100 years when all of us no longer exist anymore. Because I think that's probably what was going on back, 50 years ago. And I had said in a video, and this was before 2015, I'd said, my gosh, in my lifetime, we have never had some big civil uprising in the United States. And lo and behold, I could have been projecting and feeling something heavy. I'm pretty positive I did. Maybe there was other people feeling the same way, but I was feeling that way, feeling something really heavy in this country of people who were just feeling like they needed to protest for some reason. But it stemmed from TV. So it was almost like it was a television protest of some sort. So I don't know how genuine the protesting is. And I know people who have big protests, they get a permit, as they should. And I've always said, unless it's something that I just don't see a purpose for joining in with a big protest. And I don't, even right now, I have even less of a desire to join in with a great big protest because of all the violence that surrounds and the people who think that they need violence to solve something. I don't want to be a part of that. It's like, well, you're trying to start a war in the United States. That's just my opinion. You're trying to start a war in the United States, and then you're trying to blame someone else for that war when you're the one trying to do it. And right now we're seeing that with the people who have come from other countries. So they're in the colleges from other countries, from Palestine. They're the foreign students who are trying to cause civil uprising inside of the United States. And they're the migrants who are coming to the United States studying from other countries. Why are they here? Is that the only reason they're here, is to cause civil uprising and unrest in the United States? Because I know when I went to live in a foreign country, we were told to blend in. We were told to stay out of trouble. And so I did the best that I could to stay out of trouble as far as that goes, related to the local laws. I would study about the local laws the best that I could. I found out that a lot of them are, somewhat similar. They're somewhat similar, as in, not being a jerk to your neighbors. And it's like, why would I? I didn't get to know any of my German neighbors at all. None of them. And then the second trip, when I was over in Germany, my German neighbors were American citizens. That was kind of nice. I liked that, having American citizens, even though we all didn't always get along, which is normal. It's like we had people, I mean, my gosh, they were nice compared to what I got going on right now. So, and this is in the United States. And I'd always said that, overseas, Americans are more inclined to kind of stick with each other because they don't have anyone around. In the United States, people tend to go off on their merry way and ignore everybody else. Right now, what I'm seeing, though, with the ignoring everybody else, is up until the point that men are getting ignored because they can't find a good woman to get with, for their booty call. Then they start coming around. They're trying to find even the old ones, apparently. That's what it looks like to me. So I just don't know what to say about that, because, it's like, why would I want to get involved with someone and have that, and it be my fault again for ruining another man. And that's always how it turns out. Oh, she ruined that man. He was good up until he met her. And this is when you have the in-laws involved. Because in America, we have this history of the in-law problem. And it's like, why do people do that? And they still do it. It's like that. I mean, it's like, why does America feel like you need to hate your in-laws? They're people. They're human beings. Is it racist to hate your in-laws? So, for example, I'm going to use white people. So if you're white people And you have some other white people that your kid married into. You're both white. Why are you being racist against your in-laws? Can you tell me that? You know, in hating them. I mean, is the competition that bad and that much that you feel like another family is going to steal your child from you or something like that? You know, yet you meet other people when you go to work and in real life, and so you're always sharing your child with someone else. You know, so you could think of your child being single forever, and you're still sharing your child with other people at their work. But yes, I get it. I get it that women feel such a competition, and I think it's still that way probably to varying degrees, where they feel like they're competing with the mother. Well, the mother is older. There shouldn't be that competition. The mother has had some life experiences to actually be able to cook and do things. But that mother wasn't that way when she was young. You know, so this woman, you know, when she was young, let's say this woman is 70 years old. Let's give her some age. Let's say she's 70 years old. And she's sitting here looking over here, and you know, so she's just enjoying her sunset and retirement. She might have a little roast cooking inside of her cabin next to the water inside. And she's got it slow cooking. So it's going to be slow cooking all day long. She's there living by herself. She has no one around. She might have, maybe she has a man friend who lives next door she wants to share the roast with. And that's all that is, a platonic relationship. They're good friends. And sometimes her man friend will come over and he'll bring her some donuts and coffee or something like that. And they'll get along really great. They're sharing each other's company. You know, so is there a reason for them to be married? I mean, after all, the whole reason for love and relationships is to make babies, isn't it? So old people, I mean, if you can get your companionship, um, you know, where he's sleeping in someplace else and she's sleeping someplace else. I mean, my goodness, does a woman really want to burden a man with her hot flashes and um, aches and pains and things like that in the same bed? Because the truth is, I'll tell you this truth. This is a big truth. Old people, when they get old, they and their kids are gone, they tend to sleep in separate rooms and separate beds. Now, my grandparents didn't, but my parents did. And so my parents slept once the last kid was gone. My mom could not wait to have her own room. Um who told you who told who what? Sanderson. What is Sanderson's sister? Wait a second. Let me look at this. Okay, so 300, she has a dislocated shoulder. Okay, so it could be, of course, I said, okay, it's okay to hate them if they are black. I don't think it's okay. I don't think it's okay to hate anybody for any reason. Yeah, I mean, you can hate a person individually, but if you're doing it based on the color of you're just hating a person based on the color of their skin. I mean, if you're hating everybody, if you're hating black people and white people all together, then you're doing that equally. You're just hating on people altogether for some strange reason. She has a dislocated shoulder 332 years ago. Sanderson's sister says 332 years ago I died, October 31st of 1693. I'm back to those who took me away from my village. Sanderson's sister, who told you that? Vedant Sharma says hi. And so, oh gosh, I like these rocks. They look pretty cool. They look pretty cool here. And so, you know, I can't tell a person what to do, but does it make you feel good to hate people because of the color of their skin? That's something I'd like to ask. I mean, does it just make you feel good to say bad things about people because of how they look? Why don't you draw digitally? I'm going to tell you a secret. I'm going to tell you a secret right now. I took 2 of my drawings that I drew in pencil by hand. I submitted the 2 drawings into Google Gemini, and Gemini told me to explain to Gemini what I wanted because I could not find the image I was looking for on the internet at all. I explained to Gemini what I wanted, and it created a digital image for me. So I'm actually looking at my digital image that I placed into Gemini, and so I'm drawing from that. So it's actually I asked Gemini to create a woman with a boat, with a wearing a slip, because, okay, for example, you've heard of the terminology boat slip and dock before. So that's where you slip your boat into the dock. You slip, and it's called a boat slip. And I thought, well, my gosh, this is one of those fun wordplay things. I am going to draw a woman in a slip with a boat on her slip standing on a dock. So we still got a boat slip. And a lot of people who are older and retired, and so they just wear a lot of different and strange things. And so I don't have. I do draw digitally in my shorts. A lot of them are digital drawings. I mean, I have over 3,000 videos, and a huge portion of them are digital drawing. I can't even say it because I haven't been saying it. They are digital drawings. So let me see here, and if I can find some, and I'll tell you which ones are semi-digital. I mean, it's a mixture between me and the drawings. Okay. The one I did recently here, How to Study Abroad Without Leaving Your Country, that's a combination of me and digital art. Little Boo Boo and Little Doo Doo Got Married is digital art. Jack Russell Terrier Racing Contest Prep is digital art. Yarn Duck Art String Animation is a combination of me and digital art. Jack Russell Donkey Barn After Bath is digital art. Henry the Donkey Loves Life and Chicken, digital art. In this digital, YouTube ruined it with the Jeffrey Epstein, is digital art. Self-censorship taught out of church is digital art, with me doing a short little opinion piece. I love you so much, let's spank you with a wooden ruler. Now go to your room and jump in your bed. That's digital art with an opinion. So I do a ton. I love the 3-minute videos with a passion, because sometimes I write things down, and sometimes I just fly off the cuff. If I think it too much in my brain, it's like, okay, this is enough. I'm going to just fly off the cuff, and I'm going to make a video about the thoughts that I have right now. And I can get it right up to 3 minutes usually, and it works out pretty well. What else? The Hated Child Philosophy, Childhood Pain, digital art, because I drew on there. What did I draw with? I'll tell you here in just a minute what I used. That is a digital drawing. I used Dreamcat. I used Dreamcat with that one, and then I made, how many minutes is that? Oh, that's a short, I believe. That one might be a short. I'm not sure. Let me see. Yeah, I think that one's a short. I mean, when I say short, it's a 15-second short. But you can see the image there. It looks kind of funny. And then I've got, I do a lot of drawings, actually. Oh, the I Love You, God, and Pooh Berry Corn Candy is digital drawings. Well, I drew the drawings first, and then I put them on the computer, and they're digital. So Vedant Sharma says, I didn't know that so much of thinking goes into drawing. Now I do. Yes, absolutely. There's a lot of thinking going into drawing. I can be told that I overthink things sometimes. Not all of my drawings have a mixed context, but sometimes I can make a drawing I can make a drawing, and then later I think, oh my gosh, there is a mixed context in this drawing. It'll pop up a little bit later. And so yeah, I mean, okay, like another thing with this, facial recognition. When you're walking away, how is facial recognition going to work? We've had this talk of facial recognition for a very, very long time. And so how is facial recognition going to work? So so it's just using your imagination with a lot of things, and I've taken little bits and pieces from people on the internet. I mean, a lot of different people when it comes to doing things on the internet, tie it into the current trends. I tie it into what people are doing, which includes authors and, not just, because the authors a lot of times can be disruptors in and of themselves, not just video people, but the authors. And they're paid really well. So in those book authorship places, everybody comes down really big on celebrities all the time because they're really, really famous. But if anybody got anything out of the E. Jean Carroll thing, that was a famous book author, just kind of like Harry Potter. What I don't know, remember what her name was, but she said that she chose a male sounding. She chose initials because she said she was afraid that if they knew she was a woman, that the book wouldn't sell. I mean, that's something to think about. Women have a hard time when it comes to doing anything, it seems like, because if you're a woman, that's the thing. If you're a woman, you're not going to be able to. That's what we're still hearing in the year 2025. If you're a woman, you're not going to be able to. If you're a woman, you're not going to be able to. If you're a woman, you're not going to be able to. That's what I'm hearing even now to this day on the internet. If you're a woman, you're not going to be able to. And it's like, why is that? Why is that? Or if you're a woman, you shouldn't be able to. If you're a woman, you shouldn't be able to. If you're a woman, you shouldn't be able to. Um, why are we hearing that? Why can't a woman be a leader? But at the same time, I've raised the issue. So let's go back to the critical race theory and discriminating a person based on the color of their skin. Now, I did vote for Barack Obama. I will say that. A lot of people did. We were excited. I didn't care that the man was black. I really didn't. I didn't care that he was mixed. I thought he was handsome. He was a lawyer. Him being a lawyer had nothing to do with it. I didn't care about that. I always thought at one time, I thought, well, maybe I would have liked to have been a lawyer. Now my mom never said anything about that. It was just something that people started saying on TV over time was like, oh, the one thing mom would say is like, well, maybe you'll marry a rich doctor or a lawyer. She was always telling that to my sister all the time. Now, that wasn't something I got. And I always wondered why. It's like, well, how come I didn't get the thing of getting married to a rich doctor or lawyer? But maybe I just didn't understand what she was saying. My mom would say, well, you should talk to this lady. She knows some rich farmers. And it's like, well, man, I'd rather be married to a rich lawyer because the farmer, I'm going to get put to work. I already knew that. If I was a farmer's wife, I'm going to be put to work. I mean, doing chores and things like that. I mean, this woman could be a retired farmer's wife as far as that goes. Maybe they saved up all their money and they bought a big $1 million mansion, which that's not realistic. I mean, in today's economy, the farmers are losing money too. But myself, having grown up in corn country, I know for a fact, an absolute fact, that the farmers' wives, they work. They do not sit. They work and raise their kids. They have to leave their kids in the house. When you have a little baby and you're a farmer's wife, you got to leave your kids in the house when you go do chores and work. So you might be a mom. Third world. Yeah, so you might be a mom of some sort and you got kids. You're going to have to get out there on that tractor. I mean, when I made the joke, I wasn't joking. When I said your modern day moms are headed back to the thing where they're working in the cornfields, the American women working in the cornfields, they're pregnant up until the day she squats and pops that baby out, and then she puts it on her back like a papoose and goes right back to work. That's the kind of society we have right now. And I wasn't joking when I said that. Because it's, busy work. You guys have heard of the thing about busy work, just doing work just to stay busy. And there's a lot of bosses who require that. I don't know why, but they do. They require this busy work, and it's like, well, why do so if you're standing around, you can't stand around and rest. They just want you looking busy, 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 busy. Now when I did retail though, the place that I worked at, it was kind of like self-guided work. They didn't have cameras in the store or anything like that at the time. They had a crow's nest that they crawled up into to look for criminals and thieves and stuff like that. And so I liked the store that I was in because once I got my work done, I could stand around and do nothing. But sometimes there was one girl, she was like, I think she was a lot younger than me by about 10 years. And she'd come around and ask me things and, tell me that I should be overdoing something. I said, I already did it. I said, today it's snowing. I already did what I needed to do. And when I was going to college, I took my homework to work because I had to go to work on a snow day and there was nobody that came into the store. And so she was trying to get me to do things, and it's like the work is already done. It's already done. What else do you want me to do? And so she wanted me to kind of look, I guess, like I was busy or ready for if a customer came in, which I was. I mean, I could put my work down. But she just was being a douchebag. She was being a douchebag, for lack of a better word. Okay, so is this the style you choose, not the dress? She looks so imperfect. Her shoulders, her feet. Absolutely. Absolutely. Let's see here. The dress that I put in was, I had two short dresses that I put into Gemini. So the short dresses were like right about here. This might be the waterline here on the back side might be the how short the dresses were. And so I just took two of them. One of them was the one where I had the eyeball that was right here that was facing me. But when I plugged the two pictures into Gemini and I explained what I wanted, it gave me this. And it's like, my gosh, it gave me almost exactly what I was looking for. So, I mean, Gemini, the internet gets me. I mean, Gemini, YouTube, Google completely gets me with my strange and bizarre sense of humor mixed in with serious, the serious nature of things. And, so yeah, the legs are kind of small and they look unusually small because of her size. But there's a lot of women that look like that in real life. They have a great big middle here. I mean, she could have really thin chicken legs as far as that goes. And the dress might just be blowing in the wind, maybe. I don't know. I don't know what's going on here, but we got water. Well, this is sort of cool because the water here almost looks like it's blending in over here, too. She could be an opaque lady. Maybe she's a little bit opaque, like translucent. She could be a mirage, maybe. A mirage of some sort. Translucent and opaque is always a lot of fun. A cellophane woman. She sticks on you a little bit too much from time to time. She's a cellophane tape woman that sticks on you too much. But her neck is so gall darn long, though. I mean, it's unusually, strangely long there. I kind of want to color though. Now I'm having fun doing this. I really kind of want to color a little bit though. Um, I like this picture. It looks absolutely, it looks similar to, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take and I'm going to, okay, how can I do this? I'm going to take what Gemini gave me, save image as, and I am going to put it, I'm just going to save it as unnamed image, and I'm going to put it on my, I'm going to put the original image on my community up here. Okay, over here on posts. I'm going to upload it. Drag up to, no, we're just going to do one. Select from computer. Okay, woman, where are you? Where'd you go? And then you guys can use it too. I'm going to put it up there and you guys can make your own woman if you like it. I'm going to put it up there and I'm going to attach, I'm going to put this video in here too. Copy. I don't know what to call her. Boat slip woman. That's what I'll call her, is boat slip woman. Okay, let me do this. I got to put my Control V. Boat slip woman. That's what we're going to call you. Boat slip sunset woman. And you guys can use this image too. I mean, because I don't think art is fun unless we share things with each other. And I want you guys to have fun with this. You can do whatever you want with it. Because for me it was a morph. It was a morph of images, and Gemini made it. And I might need to put that in there. Boat slip sunset woman. A lot of you will have fun with this. Boat slip sunset woman. You know, because the thing is, I'm not going to be around forever. And it's like, if you can't keep doing this in the future, I don't want to control things from the grave. I don't have a publicist or a book company. You know, it's like, I want people to do things freely. I'm a free form person, you know, someone who doesn't like control. I don't like control at all. And, you know, when I see what's happened in my past historical life and how things have been from the past, you know, I'm pretty positive men don't like control either. And how much money can be controlled when you cause inflation. Okay, I'm going to put boat slip woman in here right now. And I'm probably going to add a little bit more dialogue. I'm going to edit it and add a little bit more dialogue, but I'm just going to call her boat slip woman. There she is. If you guys want to use boat slip woman, there she is. So she's probably not something. There's a little bit more connotation there, probably, you know, related to things that my ex-husband had said to me related to boat slip woman here. And you guys are going to see how different my drawing is from the drawing that Gemini gave me. So you guys can do whatever you want with your boat slip woman. Did I call her that? Boat slip woman. Wait a second. I mean, she's beautiful no matter how she looks. Is this the style your child... Wait a second. I need to read that from here. Is this the style you choose, not... Why does she look so imperfect? Her shoulders, her feet. Okay, then she retracted her message. Okay. Now the thing is that women in real life, there's no such thing as perfect. That's the whole thing. There's no such thing as perfect. So let's get a look here. My gosh, the rocks that, oh. I'm happy when I can make something look like water. This tickles me pink. When I can get something to look like water. I should ask Gemini to make me one in color. I wonder if Gemini will remember, and I wonder if Gemini will make me one in color. That would be kind of fun to see what colors Gemini comes up with. But maybe perfect depiction of woman exists. On I don't know, I could do that on Chat GPT. Can I put pictures into Chat GPT? I don't know if I can or not. Can I upload pictures? I can. Oh my gosh, I'm going to take a picture of this one that I did, and insert it into Chat GPT, and that will be another video. So then I can color this woman. That'll be fun. And so I can go between, yes. Oh, Chat GPT is way better. I don't know. Chat GPT doesn't make videos for me though. I know I can do it on YouTube to varying degrees, but yeah, that'll be fun to see what it comes up with. I'll do that after I'm done with the live stream though. I think this looks pretty good. Now I want to add a little bit more water lines. I don't have to add a whole lot because it's kind of a calm ocean that we got going on here with these light little lines here going on. Maybe the tide's coming in, or I don't know, we could just be at a great big body of water that's a giant lake where we can't see the other side, and we do have a little rock right here. I don't have to get all my rocks. I'm just talking to myself because sometimes I tend to think like I have to get all the rocks. But I just like to have rocks sticking up. And then it shows that we're kind of in the water a little bit. Oh my goodness, I like this. Let's see here. Let's read. Once it's done, ask it to restyle it to anything like old 2D Disney style or Gibil. What, I don't know what you mean. What is 2D Disney style? I mean, so ask Chat GPT to do 2D Disney style. Okay, let me write that. I'm going to write that on the back in case you retract the message. Okay, 2D 2D Disney style. Oh, you did delete it. Jabal, Ghibil, 2D Disney style. Okay, I will do that and see what it comes up with. You're always retracting the messages. I know you don't want to promote Disney, and none of us really want to promote Disney that much, and I just did, with the chat when it comes up. I can't erase that out of my dialogue. Oh, I can erase it later on when it comes up in the captions and translations. I can erase it, but the thing I'm learning is that it sounds to me Ghibli. Oh, I spelled it wrong. Let me hang on. I spelled it wrong. Ghibli. Ghibli. Okay. Ghibli style. I don't know what that is. Okay, so Ghibli style is going to be, so I can use Ghibli style instead of Disney, or I need to use the both of them together. And so, okay, so let's get you out here a little bit like this. I should have how would I make a knot? I should have asked Gemini to make me a knot, or like a little hole in the wood. A knot. Oh my gosh, a knot. 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 A knot. That is a fun context word too, because of knots, like with boats, they go by knots. nautical miles, the knot, and then you have knots, and that's a fun word too. May I know your age, ma'am? I've heard that don't ask a woman her age, but still. I will tell you the age I'm over. I'm a solid over 50. I'm over 50 years old. And so, yeah, I don't mind having my age asked, but I'm a solid over 50. Oh, there was one person who kept asking me my age over and over again. I loved that man. Even though things didn't end how, even though, I mean, he did help me, but then at the same time, something else happened, and, well, I guess it is what it is. And so, yeah. I'm going to have fun with this. So maybe I should end this right now. This is a good place to end it. And I've got my, how many inches is this? Like 7 by 9 inches. My paper, I think, is 7 by 9 inches. So usually I used to put my name on here. Will you come live tomorrow? Will come live? I probably will. Yeah, I might do live again later today. Morning seems to be a pretty good time to do lives, though, especially for art. Morning and afternoon. Morning is when I'm fresh, and when but I'll probably go live a little bit later on again today, maybe if I think of something to draw, or maybe we'll just be coloring a little bit. But yeah, I sure will. It's night in India. Okay, it's nighttime in India. We're all hearing a lot about India, and we heard that the president did something to India. I don't know if I should end it on that note or not, but the president did something, and he put like 50% tariffs on India. That's a giant sun too. But okay, well, I think I'm going to end it right here. This is a good place to end it at. I'm going to do a little a short. That's pretty good. I haven't been making those shorts public. I really need to. Maybe she very well could be in another planet. I mean, maybe could be this could be the planet Earth we're looking at right here. Her neck is so unusually long, though, and her feet are so tiny. And her rumpus, let's call this her rumpus, rumpus, rumpus. Rumpus is kind of a wide load there. We could draw the next boat slip that either says port, rumpus, or wide load. It's Trump. You know why he's not picking up his call. What call is Trump is not picking up his call? What does that mean? He's not picking up his calls? Why is Trump? Tell me, please tell me. Why is he not picking up his calls? Did they take his phone away from him? You can't tell me that they took his phone away from him so he can't text anymore. The Indian Prime Minister is not picking up Trump's call. Oh, interesting tactic there. The Prime Minister, it's in the German newspaper. So the Prime Minister of India is not picking up Trump's phone calls, which is why Trump put the tariffs on to try to get his attention. Well, I don't know. Well, Trump is hurting everybody. He's hurting people in the United States. He's hurting people outside of the United States. So, so whatever it is that he's doing, it's not helpful. to anyone. He's hurting everyone. So, which is unfortunate, you know. I mean, and then it just kind of makes it look like, I mean, he's the one who's having a big fit because I think because he's losing his business and he's trying to figure out ways to siphon in money from other places. But you can't. I didn't vote for Trump. I didn't vote at all. I didn't vote for Trump. I have never voted for Donald Trump ever. And so for me, it's better off, you know, and everyone was shaming so much because I thought, okay, there's two people that I would give a vote to, and that would have been either Joe Biden or Kamala Harris or myself. And I can write in my own name for a vote. So I didn't vote for any of them. I just didn't vote this time. So the first time I didn't want to vote for Joe Biden because I felt like, well, there's a monopoly in the parties. So I put my own name in between Joe Biden and Donald Trump. I wrote in my own name for president because I thought, my gosh, it's so hard for women to get to be president that I'm going to write my own name in. No one's going to vote for me and I'm not going to win. But I wrote my own name in. So I voted. I voted for somebody that I knew was not going to win, which was myself. And I started thinking about what Hillary was saying. And Hillary was saying, she's like, well, I'm not running for president. You know, she'd be always said that all the time. I'm not running to be president. You know, so it was almost like she knew she was running. She was running to try to be president. That's what Hillary was saying. I am not Christian, no. I don't identify with, I identify as a human being. I identify as a person who was born on the planet Earth. And I do have to keep everything in mind that we do have country. We have country lines and borders, and we can't just go barging into other places and just say, oh, I belong here. And now Donald is actually depicting that, having his big temper tantrum, you know, when he didn't want to leave office in 2020. He didn't want to leave office. I'm not an atheist, no. I don't believe in labels. I'm not an atheist because I don't like any of those labels. That's what they are, is political labeling. And so I don't believe in any of that, you know, because these are words that people use for search engine optimization. You know, so if I wanted to put something in here and label this woman as something, what is pantheist? I've never heard of that ever. I've never heard of a pantheist. But the word pant is in there. Pant heist. Oh my gosh. I got to write that down. The Great Pant Heist. We can have fun with that one. I'm going to write down pant heist. Heist, which is pantheist together. At heist. AT is at heist when you separate them together. But pant heist is actually more fun. So we could call this, well, Hillary, they called her the woman of the pantsuit brigade or something like that. I mean, maybe this is part of the pant heist. Someone heisted her pants and stole them from her. Do you think? Okay, well, I need to... Oh my gosh, I was going to end this video 30 minutes ago. Okay, we'll see you guys the next time.